Hello and welcome to the show. I'm back at the Bajarama circuit, going to be destroying some more vehicles. We start with perhaps one of the most highly requested, and that is a Caravan. Now, I have decided to attach it to the Grand Marshal. The Grand Marshal is our leader, after all, around this track. This, though, a slightly more powerful version. This is a supercharged version of the Grand Marshal. I'm hoping that by giving the car a fair bit more power, it should mean that we have a decent amount of speed even when towing the Caravan, so that we can clear jumps and so on. Don't really know how the Caravan is going to affect things in this one. I mean, it is liable to. It's going to first of all slow the car down, so I'm not going to be able to accelerate as quickly. Oh, bloody hell, it might roll over on its own. That's a problem I didn't think about. Okay, got to be wary of going too fast with the Caravan. It might, though, cause issues for the Grand Marshal when it comes to the jumps. The Caravan may end up sort of causing to twist the car about. I don't really know how it's going to affect it. What I do know is that the Caravan is not likely to last very long. The way they disintegrate, it is likely to fall apart quite quickly and quite catastrophically, almost all in one go. Oh dear. Well, I got a bit too much oversteer. Grand Marshal is quite an oversteery thing, and that's not a good start really for our car. It does kind of save it in terms of it's not going to now get on some brakes. It's now not going to be it's not going to be carrying a huge amount of speed across here, although it's then going to have to... I'm not sure which I prefer, to be honest. That's quite a crunchy way across there, but there we go. The Caravan has made it, at least, through there. I also love how the only damage on the nodes so far for the Grand Marshal are around the back. That's all going to be from the Caravan. Yep, crashing into the back of it. Well, the Caravan took some damage on that one. Front and rear panels. Oh, is that a crack in the roof? We got like... Oh, we have. We've got like an entire... We've cracked the roof of the Caravan. That's an interesting one. No! Oh, countersteer. Massive, massive countersteer on that one. We've stopped it from going over, though. That's a positive. God, this thing says it's supercharged, but if we're in the wrong gear, it feels like a massive turbo. Because if we're in the wrong gear, it just doesn't go. Oh! Caravan is collapsing. The structural integrity of the Caravan is no more. Not really. It's not going to survive this jump, I don't think. Oh! Well, maybe it will. I don't know. It's not going to survive radiator springs. That much I do know. Oh, there it goes. There goes the bodywork. The bodywork is off. We are going to make radiator springs, though. Oh, the bath has gone. We had the bathroom on there briefly. It's now no more. The bathroom is gone. We've now got a toilet trailer. That's all it is. Oh, God. Go on, cart. Go on, cart. We can get going. Yeah, we have a toilet trailer, basically. I love that the toilet is the strongest thing in the whole of the Caravan. Well, that was quite a spectacular failure from the Caravan, and the issue is now we have got a lot of debris. We've got a lot of debris on the course, and it is far too tempting when there is a stricken Caravan to drive through it. So there we go. It was also very much in the way of the run up towards Radiator Springs, so yeah, that's a little bit of a bugger. Now, damage report-wise on the Grand Marshal, we don't actually seem to have fared too badly. While the main body of the Caravan is no more, we've still got the trailer twisting us around. Now, the connection between car and trailer cannot be broken. Ooh, as far as I am aware, you can't get the trailer to fling off, let's face it. The Caravan would have fallen off probably long ago, or what's left of the trailer would have fallen off long ago. So that will remain there until the car gives up. I don't actually know how much we can damage the chassis of the trailer itself, like whether we can bend that to a point where it is crippling the car. Damage report on the Grand Marshal, I did notice this a little bit. It does look like we've got rear suspension collapse going on, like the whole thing. Oh, our radiator's gone, seemingly random. I mean, we've hit the front a couple of times quite hard there. I don't know. Whoa, I was spinning the camera around and I've rolled myself. That's not gone well. I was trying to see what on earth it was with the radiator that had caused issues, but, yeah, I don't know. That was actually a very, very efficient and quite vicious... Oh, we can actually do the trailer from here. Roll, 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 roll. No, that's not quite enough over. Bloody hell. Yeah, I guess it's probably... we're going to actually roll over trailer? There we go. don't know what caused the radiator to go. It's kind of sounded like it hit something. I wonder if the front bumper was falling off and that went underneath and kind of took the radiator out as it went past. I guess that's possible. Well, we've just now got to go and try and drive it for as long as we can with this radiator damage. Now, this is what the Grand Marshal did so very well on last time, although it was a different version of the car. It wasn't a supercharged one. I expect this to overheat quicker, but we will have to wait and see. I mean, otherwise the car is in relatively good shape. Oh, the trailer's doing its own thing behind us, and that's dragging us about all over the place. We're going to crash our way across that first jump. It's not going to really help matters, but there we go. Can't really do too much about it. I do fear... no, that's not too bad. The trailer took the brunt of that impact, but now the trailer's then going to sort of flail around and cause us problems. Oh, how much longer is the Grand Marshal going to last with it? I'm kind of worried about the front wheels of this. I'm kind of worried because we're struggling a little bit in terms of getting acceleration in places. Oh god, that trailer is now twisting about as well. I wonder if we can... I don't know if we can bend the tow hook in such a way that would cause us issues with getting the car beached. There is a lot of Caravan bodywork up here to try and negotiate. Well, we've punted a lot of it clear. Oh crap, we're not going to make radiator springs. Oh, we are across. We are across, but we're once again stuck with the rolled trailer. Okay, well, we made it through there better than I thought we would. Come on, car. There we go. That's the ticket. We are out of that one. How are we doing? Oh, okay. The front left is... Oh, the front is looking very low. Now, my concern with that is... A, getting the car beached. If the chassis gets too bent, they can and have in the past got beached. My other concern is drive shaft. If we keep having the heavy hits at the front, we keep having the car... Oh, come on, we can make it. No, we can't. Yeah, keep having the heavy hits at the front. That's what killed the Burnside in the end. I mean, the Burnside was overheating quite badly when the drive shaft snapped, but repeated hits at the front of it would cause the chassis to get more and more bent, and then eventually we would take out the drive shaft. Not this again. Okay, twist that. You see, we're kind of okay for now. Oh, we've lost the toilets. Where did the toilet go? No, my toilet trailer is now not a toilet trailer anymore. That's disappointing. Oh. Well, yeah, that's a sad day for us all. Oh, bugger, this is going to get a sadder day for the Grand Marshal if we're unfortunate. It's getting twisted, I think, partly by the trailer. Ooh. I don't think I've put the power up of the draggy nodey things, but that is vicious at the moment. That is so viciously lifting the Grand Marshal up. Come on, car, we can... Oh, no, we can't make that. We can't make that at all. God damn it. Are we going to come down? No, it's only at 30%, so that's odd. Right. Car is back down again. Yeah, this power delivery is not great in this car. I was expecting a bit more linear power delivery from a supercharged Grand Marshal, but there we go. Okay, this is where we killed the Burnside's drive shaft. We are still quick enough to jump that cleanly. That's where the front bumper that I think took the radiator out has gone, although I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have lasted much longer because, well, yeah, we have taken some big hits at the front of this car. We are nevertheless on to our third lap with the Grand Marshal. That is not a bad showing at all, and there are a lot of cars that went out around this area here, so we're we've got some steering issues, maybe? Or maybe we just caught some bumps. We've passed the Moonhawk, the Sunburst, the D-Series, and so on. So it is a good showing. For a car hindered heavily by a trailer, it is not a bad showing at all. Our suspension is having issues at the front, I think, big time. Whoop. And across we go. Yeah, we're fine. We are having serious... Oh, I wonder if it's actually chassis-related issues. I wonder if that front right corner is starting to catch on the ground and we're having issues now getting the car to turn through the corners. I don't think it's going to matter a huge amount in that we are going to overheat. again, pulling the trailer around is probably not helping us in terms of, having to work the engine harder in this car. Oh, bloody hell. We're going to go for another roll. I mean, the trailer has stayed the right way up, which is nice. I'm actually sure what the best way of getting this car over is going to be without flipping the trailer, because I really don't want to have to try and right that. Come on, come on, come on. Car, go, twist. There we go. That'll work. That'll work. I mean, you can see how bent the chassis is in this vehicle. We are pulling about a bit as well. I'm not quite sure what's causing that. I can't really see what's causing that. The wheels don't look terribly out of alignment, but it is pulling quite badly. Oh, bugger. We need to go. Punch through the Caravan! No, use the Caravan as a soft landing. That's a solid tactic. That is a very, very solid tactic. Unfortunately, while it did soften the landing a little bit, I think we lost the front left wheel. Yes, we have. Okay, we've lost the front left wheel. I don't think we're going to last much longer anyway. The car is on its last legs with the engine overheating that is going on. Having lost that wheel, we've still got relatively decent steering. Oh, come on, car. Come on, come on. We can still make it. That chassis is so low to the ground. That chassis is really not good. Come on. We can do it. We can maybe make the corner. I'm not sure if a Caravan really works as a soft landing. No! No! It's gone! It's dead! Well, there's nothing left. It couldn't quite make it. I think it's the Bajarama is the car slightly further down the road. That started the motocross jumps before dying. That's not a bad showing. It's not quite the 4 laps that the police Grand Marshal made. However, towing a Caravan to have made it onto lap 3 just proves how good this Grand Marshal is at surviving. You can see how damaged the front end of this car was. That chassis damage is massive. And I think that is not helped by having a trailer that's kind of twisting you around, making you slower across places you don't want to be, and just awkward landings, repeated hits on the front of this car has bent that chassis up a right treat. I mean, if we look again, we look at the... where is the... There we go. And actually, no, driveline position is not too bad in this car. The engine is kind of twisted, but the gearbox... Well, you can see the driveline, in fact, in this one. The gearbox is in an okay angle, surprisingly. The engine itself isn't, so I don't quite know how that's still attached to the gearbox, but never mind. That's what's left of the car. The Caravan is being ditched in Radiator Springs. It survived a lot longer than I was expecting, I'll be honest. So, up next, we have got a Covert, though this is kind of a later generation of Covert. I believe this is kind of based on the 95 Civic style of car. Now, I don't have great expectations, I'll be honest. The Covert has struggled in this series. The standard car didn't make it to the end of its first lap. The diesel version did make it onto lap 2, but didn't survive a massively long amount of time. This, I don't know, maybe it'll fare a little bit better. I don't know how strong. It's the wheels that are the concern, the wheel axles at the front, that are the biggest of concerns, and a little bit with it overheating as ever. So we will kind of have to wait and see, really, with this car, how we might fare. Decent enough start, though, across there. We have an okay amount of power. It's certainly... Oh, there goes the front bumper. That's bounced around, and it's thrown up a lot of red on the node bar. However, the car itself seeming relatively healthy. So I'm not going to worry. I think that's mostly just the bumper damage. With the bumper coming off, oh, we're not fast enough for that. That's not good news for Covert. Oh, that's a bounce on the radiator. Okay, we need a little bit more speed in this car. I have also just noticed a rather amusing thing with the rear suspension. Well, there isn't. There's no rear suspension anymore in this car. Oh, now we're trying to make a chop top. That's not traditionally what you do with Coverts. However, it's a very, very lopsided chop top. Oh, speed! Oh, we've made it. Okay, that rear suspension has just gone. Is it made of paper? That just died on the first decent-sized landing. Oh, put it in the wrong gear. First decent-sized landing, and that was bye-bye suspension. And now we've got issues with any high-speed landing, so I don't know what the car's going to do. Oh, that's actually a little bit too much speed. Yeah, I don't know what the back of the car is going to do when we hit the ground. It might just fling us back up into the air. That's impressively broken. Like, there are times where cars go out through unimpressive means, but, we've now actually crippled the rear left wheel as well as all can, but that is impressively bouncy and broken. I am worried about this engine as well. It does not look like it is going to last a massive amount of time. I mean, the lopsided covert is spectacular, I will give it that. It is incredibly spectacular. I'm not sure, it does look like, provided we don't break a wheel axle here, which, we might do. That might have sorted out the lopsidedness of it. Have we got a really wonky front left wheel? Okay, no, it's slightly twisted, but it's survivable. It's now not lopsided anymore, it's just, yeah. It just doesn't really have a roof line, so to speak. Come on, Covert, we can make it a little bit further at least. You've made it past the normal car. The normal car died down the motocross jumps with a broken wheel axle, so this has made it further than the standard car. Oh, it's not going to be liking this. In fact, it's twisting. Ugh. That rear suspension. Oh, there goes the wheel axle. There goes the wheel axle. We made it further, but it would be those wheel axles. I think that's not helped by the rear suspension damage that occurred very early on. The way that is bouncing the car across the jumps and just the almost random luck of some of the landings involved is not a great thing for anything, let alone a car like this that has already got quite susceptible to damaged front wheels. We've not got the diff to have the car continuing to go. Well, yeah, very weak, surprisingly weak rear suspension in this. Interesting damage to the roof of the car in the rollovers, nevertheless, making a very low roof-lined car. Well, Covert, not a good choice. Grand Marshal, very good choice around here. Covert, not so much. They just do not survive. And to finish off, we have got a chassis. You guys wanted to see me drive a car, a sort of a stripped-down car, and well, this is about as far as you can go. It's the basis of the bowline. No, it's actually a configuration from the car configuration mod that I used a fair bit of. This is actually a proper configuration for it. It is basically everything that can be got rid of, pretty much has been. Now, the bowline actually did do quite well last time out. It made it onto its second lap, and it never had a radiator failure. It died, a slightly wonky takeoff from a jump, landing awkwardly, and the wheels snapped off. So, we've got to be wary of losing wheels. We know that is a potential issue, but we do know that the car is surprisingly sturdy. Well, the normal version of the car. Of course, the downside, with driving, well, just the chassis, is you get no safety cushion with this. And what I mean by that is a lot of the bodywork and so on will absorb some of the damage from the impacts. You know, bumpers will bend and buckle a little while before we start hitting the front of the chassis. That isn't going to happen here. The only thing we have is the chassis and the wheels. So, yeah, it's a concern. It's a concern. In a car in which we know the wheels aren't the strongest on, has got to try and deal with, having no bumpers and nothing to absorb impacts. I don't know how long it's going to last. Could be quite an interesting one, though. We are still going. We've survived relatively well. Now, we should have... that's not quite got up there as well as I had hoped, although he's doing well. Doing well. We should have more than enough speed to clear radiator springs. Indeed we do, and we can get a relatively smooth landing down there. Radiator wise, I mean, I guess the front, it is quite well protected by all of the sort of the bars of the chassis there. It is pretty well protected, which is good news. As I said last time out, it was a pretty sturdy thing. We've gone for a little bit of a spin. I mean, the chassis is doing okay. It's not looking bent or buckled at the moment. Now, can we get a nice little... No, we can't, because we're bouncing around awkwardly. As I say that about the radiator, typical. It has now died. I would be surprised if the car goes out from overheating. I mean, that's a very awkward twist. Yeah, the front left corner doesn't look good anymore. I think we've actually twisted the whole front left of the car. I'd be very surprised if we don't lose a wheel or a wheel axle or twist the chassis to a point where it can't drive. Because, yeah, it's starting to struggle. And I think the problem is, now we have bent the chassis, I'm having a real tough time. Come on, car, roll over. Oh, for God's sake, I'm having a real tough time rolling the car over now. It's got such a low centre of mass, it doesn't want to right itself. There we go. Oh, dear. Once we've bent the chassis slightly, I think it's only going to get worse now. We're having issues turning because the front left wheel is in the air all the time. It's... oh, God. We've bent the back of the chassis as well now, so we're going to have one wheel in the air. Whether it be a front wheel or a back wheel, I'm not quite sure which one will go. Oh, damn it, and that's giving us problems with the takes off of the jumps. Have we... It's gone in the dumbest way. It has bent the chassis to a point whereby we now just sit and spin. That is gloriously stupid in a way to die. Can we... I mean, I had various concerns for this car. I wasn't expecting that one. We have literally just bent the chassis to a point whereby we have one rear wheel touching the ground and that is it. It's gone. It's a new failure. Actually, no, technically, I mean, the electric SBR4 kind of went out with a bent chassis. That was kind of a bent chassis that led it to it being beached on a hill. This is just a bent chassis to the point whereby only one wheel is really driving the car forward. Kind of. It's a weird one. It's gone though. Well, turned out having the stripped down bolide, there are problems with it. There are problems, and yeah, the twisted chassis, because there is nothing else to absorb any of the impact. The twisted chassis and the radiator got broken very early on, which we didn't see with the other car. It was certainly a spectacle, though. That is something that I am pleased with. It's always good when a car goes out in a new and bizarre way. So it is on to our leaderboard, and Grand Marshal towing a Caravan made it a surprisingly high position, up into 8th place. Goes further than the 200BX drift car, the I-Series race car, you know, the D-Series and Sunburst and so on. And is an incredible, incredible showing. It can't quite beat the Bajarama, the Caldera, the two SBR4s and so on. However, for a vehicle restricted and quite limited by having to tow a Caravan, admittedly half the Caravan did fall apart, but still, you know, problems with that trailer and so on, go show just how good that Grand Marshal is. We have to go quite a lot further down to find the other two vehicles. They are both, well, both the kind of the top of the lap one vehicles. The bolide that was, well, kind of just the chassis with its spinning top ending, and it was a 94 Covet. I apologise for earlier saying 95. I got my years slightly wrong. Would make it further than the base car. However, those fragile wheel axles and unhelpful damage to the rear suspension on that car would, yeah, see it out before it could make it on to its second lap. So the diesel Covet is still your best bet in terms of survivability. That, though, is going to be it for this video. As ever, I shall put links to all the mods I've used in the description, so you can download them and have a go with them yourself. But thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.